Being a biker in Iowa isn't easy. The weather makes our riding season a little bit shorter than our friends to the south, so we pack a ton of events in each summer. Which ones are best? We have some opinions. Welcome to the Biker Rebellion. I'm your host, Ginger, here with founding member of the Biker Lawyers, Pete Leehey. Now, Pete, what is the first premier biker event that kicks off the riding season for Iowa?
So the official rally season in Iowa is kicked off by the Redneck Revival Rally. It's at a private campground just south of Conesville, Iowa. Takes place over the Memorial Day weekend.
Going to this rally, what's there? What do you do when you're there?
Well, some of that we can't talk about here.
Sure. What can we talk about, though?
So it's a great rally. I mean, one of the positives is it's on private property, so basically the only rules are those that are enacted by the property owners. In other words, no law enforcement. But you've got a beer barn.
Sure.
You've got a live music stage. You've got events going on, biker games going on all day. They hold drag races at the race strip that's directly adjacent. Got a bunch of vendors, food, beverages, pretty much everything you could need or want at a biker rally.
You know, what I love about the drag strip is that it really lets you know when the day is kicking off, you know, because this is a multi-day event. A lot of people are going to crash there. They're going to camp there. So, you know, the next morning, you wonder when it's time to get rolling. They'll let you know. There's going to be a loud announcement. There's going to be the roar of some engines.
Oh, yeah. The loud announcement is one of the things that it's what Conesville is all about, that loud announcement in the morning, letting you know that things are getting underway.
And if you've been there, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you haven't been there, you'll find out your first morning when you wake up there. Is there parking on site for this at the private campground?
There is. If you bring a four-wheeled vehicle, there's space to park those. Obviously, you can ride a motorcycle in. There's a huge area for campers, a lot of room for tent camping. I mean, this place basically has space to accommodate everything.
And this is taking place at the end of May. Is it Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, it's all around the Memorial Day weekend. Things kick off Thursday night. They have a party. You know, not the whole crowd isn't there yet on Thursday night, but There's a party Thursday night. Friday, things get rolling in earnest.
Yeah.
The full-size party Friday night, Saturday night. Once you get past Saturday night, people kind of lick their wounds and start heading home on Sunday morning.
Sounds about right. What's the next premier biker event on the calendar?
A hill climb event that happens near Anamosa, Iowa. It is what it sounds like. It's a hill climb by motorcycles. It's really cool, man. You look at that hill and it looks more like a cliff than it does a hill. You know, it just kind of bends your mind to think that motorcycles go up that thing, but it's a lot of fun to watch. You got a ton of vendors, again, food vendors, drink vendors, vendors of all different kinds of items that motorcyclists are interested in, and day-long entertainment watching the hill climb races.
It's much more entertaining than I thought it would be. I mean, I remember going to the first hill climb and thinking, how much fun is it possibly going to be to watch people in motorcycles go up a hill? The answer is it's incredibly entertaining because this is a very steep hill, and you're going to watch people wipe out. You're going to watch people get up there in like 5 seconds versus other people that it takes them more than 20 because it's just different rigs, different rides, different levels of competition. But it's a lot of fun. I truly enjoyed the hell out of the first one I went to.
Yeah, I was the same way the first time I went. It's like, you know, what's so good about watching motorcycles go up a hill? But like I said, that's more like a cliff than it is a hill.
Right.
And I mean, the guys that get up it, that's a really excellent accomplishment. And those that don't, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I mean, you don't make it up that semi-cliff and your bike's coming back over at you, and, you know, there's a whole lot of excitement there, too.
Yeah, there's definitely a moment usually when you see them about to, like, topple over, and you're like, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Like, don't get under the bike.
Well, and they've got people there to catch tumbling bikes, and, you know, it's a very well-organized event, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, that kicks off at noon on June 4th, but I believe the vendors are open at 10 a.m. That said, the hill climb competition, is it family friendly? Can you bring your kids?
It is. It's one of the rare events. Matter of fact, I think it's the only event that we'll be talking about here today that is family friendly. You can bring your kids. They've got vendors with things that kids like too. And I mean, I remember taking my daughter years ago for the first time, and she had a great time at it.
And I believe it's kids under 10 get in for free. Otherwise, admission's about $15. Now, what happens if the day of the event comes and it's just pouring rain? What happens then?
So the Anamosa Hill Climb always has an alternate rain date.
Okay.
So you know, if you wake up on hill climb day and it's pouring, you just know it's not happening today, and we're automatically shifting to the alternate rain date.
And in this case, the alternative rain date, I believe, is June 25th, so it goes a little bit later in the month. And if you happen to miss this hill climb, I believe there's another one happening over, what is it, September, if I remember correctly? I think it's September 10th, in fact, is when the next hill climb is. So they do 2 of these every year, but the first one, I mean, people come out in droves for this. Now, June is action-packed in Iowa for biker events. What's the next one in June that you don't want to miss?
So the Romper Room Rally, which happens in eastern Iowa, a lot of people in the central and western part of the state haven't necessarily heard about it, but people come from literally all over the Midwest to this event. But it's at the Earlville Speedway, just off of Highway 20 in eastern Iowa, and this again is a multi-day event. I mean, I know there are people that go out there like for the entire week leading up to it.
Yeah.
But I think you start to get more official events, like you get music starting on Thursday and into Friday. There aren't as many vendors at this event as there are at some, but they have the essentials of what you need. There's going to be a food vendor. There's generally not a drink vendor. It's a carry your own stuff in. Right. And there'll be, you know, a couple vendors of other motorcycle type of stuff, but this is more of a bring your own stuff in, and it's centered around a ride, which is billed as the largest single-day ride in the state of Iowa. And I've been on this ride a number of times, and I can tell you, I've never seen anything close to it. This is a huge, extremely well-organized ride.
And if you end up needing stuff, I mean, right across the bridge from the Earlville Speedway, there are gas stations, there's a restaurant or two, and it's really close to a number of other places that you're going to want to ride to during the day anyway. So if you need stuff, you can pick it up. It's not a big deal.
Absolutely. And I mean, they've got an RV campground and tent camping. There's a ton of space there for however you like to roll when you go to a motorcycle rally, whether it be a camper or a tent.
And this is between June 14th and 18th, but like you said, the closer we get to the weekend, the more it begins in earnest, you know? Like, you can get out there early, you can camp it up, but if you're looking for, you know, more of the official events, Thursday night, I think, is when it really kicks off the official events, like you said. Now, who founded this ride?
So the ride, it actually started very small. It was a guy who unfortunately is now deceased, Ron Juergens, who everybody knew as Scrawny, but Scrawny and a few of his buddies started this. It was just a handful of them, and you know, I think they ended up at his family farm for the camping part of it, but it just kind of slowly grew over the years, and then it exploded. I mean, it went from just a group of buddies hanging out for a weekend and riding motorcycles to this huge ride and motorcycle rally event. So it's really pretty cool. And unfortunately, like I said, Scrawny passed within the last few years in a motorcycle crash, but his buddies that started it with him are still involved in it, as well as his son, and it shows all the signs of continuing on and being a great event for years to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've been there every year for quite some time now, and it's always been a good one. That takes us through most of June, but we have one final event that runs into the final few days of June and then into the first few of July. Pete, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely, I do. We're talking about the Abate of Iowa Freedom Rally, and you know, I don't mean to slight any other rally, but this is the premier motorcycle rally event of the season for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's the biggest. It has a lot of history behind it. I think this year will be the 39th annual.
Yep.
This is an event that happens on private property. The rules are whatever Abate says the rules are, which are not nearly what they would be if it was on public property. But This is a huge event. They bring in national music acts. It's multi-day music at night. They've got a beer barn where you get music and other biker events earlier in the day. And there are basically activities all day long, every day of the rally for those that want to partake in them. This is a rally that is run strictly by volunteers. Abate of Iowa is a statewide organization. We've got districts all over the state, and all the districts chip in to provide labor to make the thing go. Matter of fact, it wouldn't go if the members of the various districts didn't pitch in and do their part. So if you're an Abate member and you're at the rally, you are expected, whenever your district has duty, you are expected to, you might be manning the front gate, checking people into the rally, you might be doing traffic control. There are a lot of different things that need to be done at this rally, but it is a volunteer-driven event.
And if I remember correctly, if you do a certain number of shifts of volunteering, your ticket's free.
That is true.
Regardless, if you want to get involved, you're a biker looking for a sense of community, Abate does a great job of putting on this rally and connecting bikers from all over Iowa and a few other states that swing by, because I think outside of Sturgis, this is one of the largest rallies in the Midwest that I've heard of. Definitely the largest one outside of Sturgis that I've attended. It's got like 22 acres for parking alone, and over 5,000 people tend to show up for this. This is a big rally. It's a good time. But that basically goes through 4th of July, and not this year in particular, because we have that weird calendar where 4th of July is in the middle of the week.
Yeah, I mean, the dates of the Freedom Rally are a little bit different every year. It just depends on where the weekend falls in relation to the 4th of July. People tend to roll in on Wednesday, and things really get kicking off on Thursday for that. And it is a nonstop party event once you get there.
We have one final biker event to round out the top 5 for the summer of 2023. Which one is it?
I'll give you 2 events on the same day, because Conesville both opens and closes the rally season in Iowa. So you've got the Redneck Revival that also happens on Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
It's same thing as I already described for the Memorial Weekend rally. However, the same weekend, and we're not talking Iowa now, but it deserves mention anyway, and that's the Abate of Minnesota rally, which happens in Litchfield, Minnesota. It's an awesome rally. It's not quite the size of the Iowa rally, but the concept is similar. Biker games, vendors, music. It is a great time. Happens on the same type of a time frame. People roll in Wednesday, Thursday, and things really get rolling Thursday night into Friday and Saturday.
This is kind of a nice one because it's a little farther north. It's a little bit colder up there. It's usually a little bit crisper. It feels like the beginning of fall. And that's what I always liked about this rally is they have a bonfire that just is huge and burns straight through the whole rally.
Yeah, nonstop bonfire.
And it's wonderful. I mean, like, you can just kind of chill out, enjoy that. I love it personally. It's a very crisp fall feel to a biker rally. They've got some live music. It's on Fairgrounds, if I remember correctly, over in Litchfield. So it's pretty nicely spread out, and there's room to accommodate a large crowd.
Yep, exactly. And it's a great way to wind down the biker party season.
Absolutely. A quick shout out, if you like any of these 5 biker events and you're looking for more information, check out the Biker Party Facebook group. We make sure that we post all of the various events, and there are way more than 5. I mean, we're talking somewhere between 20 and 50 of these events every year that we put up details for in Biker Party, and it's mostly Midwest events that tend to go up there. So if you're looking for events, you want to know what to do on the weekend, you want to be a part of this community, check out Biker Party. It's there for that, and it'll be great as a resource to help you know what's going on and stay connected. Now, that'll round out the top 5 biker events this summer for Iowans. Thank you for joining us today. If you're in a crash in the Midwest, give us a call for your free consultation, and until next time, speak truth to power. Brought to you by the Biker Lawyers. Injured? Ride with us.